Here we go. Excellent. So this will be recorded and this will be going out to the public as well. So just to FYI, everyone who participates in tonight's session. Hello, Jody. Good to see you.
What was their web page again?
So humandesignamerica.com. I'll pop it in the chat. humandesignamerica.com. So pop it in, yeah. So put it there. You don't have to do it like this, if you don't want to tonight, but maybe just out of interest, if you think, oh, I do keep on constantly getting this pull to keep people happy and things. So so if you think that it might be part of your human design, just later on afterwards, there is a worksheet with this masterclass as well. So it will list all of the qualities that I talk about tonight. So the links for those are in the chat at the minute. So, and I've also got a link there for a free clarity call as well. So if any of what I'm talking about tonight lights your fire, blows your hair back, does all of the things for you, and you want to dive in more, which I know, like Pam and Patricia, they have been long-term clients of mine that are in the afternoon shift. Oh, and here comes another one, Nikki Brigandy. Are all clients of mine who are in the afternoon shift. If you are interested in joining the afternoon shift, jump on a call with me because I would love to have you in there. So Deb, you are a manifesting generator. Excellent. Same as me. So and yep, and Patricia and Barb, and I was going to say Nikki, but Nikki's a generator, Pam's a projector, Zenya's a manifester, Jody, have we done your chart, Jody? I can't remember. And Lisa's a mani-gen as well. So yeah, you're in good company, Deb. You're in good company. Good to see you, Nikki. Hi. Been a million squillion years since I've seen you, I feel like.
It's been a while.
It's been busy. All right. So I will just let people come in as they go. So I've got some links in the comments, as I say. So the workbook is in the chat, and the clarity call link is in the chat as well. If you want to have a chat about jumping on board with any of the huge array of services that I'm now providing. I actually was looking at my ensemble of what I have accumulated together over this 2.5-year journey of coaching, and I'm actually pretty phenomenal. So if you want to work with me, jump on board. So just as a little bit of housekeeping before we start this awesome session, I would love for you guys to be as interactive as possible. So it's not a massively huge group. So if you've got a question or if you've got something that you want to share, you can either pop it in the chat that's right. Pop it in the chat. If you would like to share something, is what I was trying to say. I need to like calm down. Pop it in the chat if you want to share anything, or just pop yourself off mute if you've got a question. Now, there is no such thing as a stupid question. If you are thinking about a question and you're thinking, oh, guaranteed, bet your bile duct, there will be another person in the room who is thinking the same thing. And your question will serve the room, okay? So don't be shy. Pop yourself either in the chat or take yourself off mute and say, got a question, and I will be more than happy to answer it. I'm going to try and keep this masterclass down to an hour because feedback has been that an hour works better for most people. But if it goes over an hour, I am very happy to stay back for Q&A if anyone's got any questions around any of the content that I have spoken about tonight, or any of the programs, human design, anything like that. Happy to stick around and answer questions as well. If you guys could leave your cameras on, I would love that, just because it helps me to gauge the room, collate, make sure that I know where you guys are at, make sure that you guys are staying engaged, and just make sure that I don't leave anyone behind, because as you can tell, my mouth kind of goes a million miles an hour, and sometimes it can take a little while for my words to sink in when I'm 5 minutes ahead and you're still going, oh, what was that thing she just said? So yeah, it just helps me to calibrate the room a lot easier. Browsers off, have a drink there, something to nibble, and yeah, interact, jump in the chat as much as you possibly can. I want this to be as interactive as possible. The more that you interact, the more that you comment, the more that you engage, the more that you're going to integrate this stuff that I'm going to be talking about tonight. So let's dig into this amazing content. So who is here because they are a self-proclaimed people pleaser? Yep. Excellent. Why else would you be here, right? Yes, I am a reforming people pleaser. I know, and I still to this day know what it's like. Like even just, I don't know if you've been watching my socials, but I did a post like 2 days ago where I was very tempted to just slip right on back into people pleasing and sell myself short and deprive my husband and my son of a beautiful experience on the weekend. So like it is a constant battle within yourself. But what I want you guys to really, really remember is that these are protective behaviors that you guys have formed since childhood, that we have put in place to keep ourselves emotionally, psychologically, and physically safe. So I don't want any of you guys to be thinking, oh, I do that, oh, I'm weak, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. I don't want any self-flagellating, self-butt kicking going on around your people pleasing. You have adapted this behavior because you have needed to. Okay, I can just hear my son screaming at me. We'll see what transpires from that. So I don't want you guys to be kicking your own butt about your people pleasing. This is all about awareness of what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, and making the moves to move through it. Because what it's costing you is far too much. Okay, so can we agree there will be no self-flagellation and no self-butt kicking in this masterclass? Brilliant, excellent. And good to see you, Michelle and Cherie. I love those glasses, Cherie, in that picture. They're fantastic. Fantastic. Excellent. And Lisa's given me a hell yeah. All right, so let's start sharing the screen and let's start getting into this awesome content so we can try and keep this under the hour like I promised. Okay. So as you can see, people pleasing, we are always juggling. Like we're trying to juggle our own needs, but we're trying to juggle the needs of others. We're trying to avoid confrontation. We're trying to meet the expectations of others. It's crazy, right? It's a big old juggle, and we can actually let some of that go. So just a little bit about me. If this is the first time that we have had contact with each other, or the first time that you've joined me in one of my masterclasses, just a little introduction. I am a 48-year-old former reforming people pleaser. I wouldn't say former people pleaser because, as I say, it's an ongoing battle. So I'm also a wife and mum of two. I've got a 16-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son who has got special needs. Yeah, it just adds an extra layer of stuff onto the workload. I'm also a registered nurse. I work as a nurse at Cabrini here in Melbourne, in Melbourne. I'm a human design specialist. I have been slightly obsessed by human design for about the last 3 years because what it did for me was it brought me back to the truth of who I was when I was completely lost and didn't know who I was. It was a really good starting point to get me back to that. So hang on, I think I've just got someone. Here we go. Yeah. Just getting everyone into the room. So yeah, it was a brilliant starting point to get me back to the truth of who I was. In addition to that, I started coaching as well. So I joined the International Coaching Institute. So I'm a pro coach in there as well, because what I found was when I was teaching women their human design, they were like, yeah, that's awesome. Yep, that sounds like me. But then went straight back to all of their old habits, self-sabotage, people pleasing, perfectionism, and all of the things that keep us exactly stuck where we are. So I became a coach as well to help women move through all of those fear-based limiting beliefs to get them back to the truth of who they are and be who it is that they're here to be. So I work with human design, with universal energetics, and with mindset as well. So all of the things, and business owner, obviously, because this is my business. So that is a little bit about me, and you will get to know me as the masterclass continues. And hopefully you're already all in my expansion project group. So you'll see me in there pretty much every day as well. So why have I done this class? I'm just going to pop a couple of people on mute just because I can hear a little bit of background noise. Okay, so why have I done this people-pleasing masterclass? So when I first started coaching, someone said to me, you can't be a coach and a people pleaser. And I very, very quickly learned that the hard way. It's very difficult to point out behaviors and patterns in people that aren't serving them and risking upsetting them while trying to not upset them at the same time. So you can't be, I very quickly learned, I can't be an effective coach and want to keep people happy at the same time. It just doesn't happen. If I did my coaching but was afraid of what my clients would feel and how they would react, I would not be doing my job. My clients hire me to help point out the things that aren't working for them and help them with strategies to effectively work through it. If I didn't do that, they would be wasting their money and I would be wasting my time. So I had to work through people pleasing very, very quickly. So not only did it make me suck as a coach initially because I didn't want to upset anybody, it also had me in a lot of friggin' debt because I wanted to be a very successful coach. I got onto a coach who was not really aligned, and I really, really liked her. I really, really wanted to impress her. I really, really wanted to be in her world. I really, really wanted to please her. And I ended up buying into her program, which my body was going, no, no, no. But the fear of, if I don't do this, she's not going to like me. She's going to start ignoring me now. And I'm going to be on my butt and she's going to be right. And she's going to say, I told you so. So I signed up for this coaching program and yeah, $30,000 later, I am no longer in it. And yeah, so it has actually cost me literally thousands of dollars, my people pleasing very early on in my coaching journey. So yeah, it's a big deal. Like, people pleasing is a friggin' big deal. Like, you think of the times where, say, for example, you're going to buy a new car and you've got the salesman in there, very charismatic, very hey, hey, ho, ho. And it's that they tend to rely a little bit on that people-pleasing quality in us to make the sale. So, like, once you get past that fear of, you know what, if I stand up for myself, I may not be liked as much, but you know what, I'll be okay, so will they. It will get you a lot further in life and a lot closer to who you really are. So I have reformed my people-pleasing ways. I'm very, very hyper-aware and vigilant around when I know I'm going to slip into people-pleasing now, but the fear still comes up. Like, it is a constant work in progress. So don't think you're going to attend this masterclass and you're going to be fixed. You're going to have some really good awareness around it, and you're going to have some really good strategies on how to move through it. But the integration, the part where you actually have to do the thing, it's simple, but it's not easy. So I will give you no guarantees that this is going to be easy, but the more you do it, the more you gain evidence that, oh, I didn't people please and I'm okay. And I didn't people please and they still like me. The more evidence you gain of that, the easier it gets each time. Okay, so that promise I will make to you. Hi, Ness, how you going? Good to see you. Just saw you snuck in the back there. So let's have a look at what people pleasing, like, what is it actually? So it is where you feel a strong compulsion to please others even at the expense of your own wants and needs. So you sacrifice the things that you want and need to make other people happy. Who's guilty? Yeah. So in response to that, you feel like your wants and your needs don't matter. Yeah. You always put yourself on the back burner. You may alter your personality around other people to please them. Who's found themselves doing that? Oh, yes, majorly guilty, majorly guilty. You feel like you need to manage the emotional and physical needs of those around you at the expense of your own. Yep. You're like, oh, if I ask this person to do this, they're going to be upset. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just easier. Yeah. Lots of head nods happening. Absolutely. And avoiding confrontation. Who loves confrontation? Who feels sick at the thought of confrontation? Yeah. Avoiding confrontation and sloppy boundaries. So if you have nodded along, popped your hand up yes to any of those things, then you, my friend, can be guilty of people pleasing. So I am absolutely 100% glad that you are here. So acknowledgement, recognition is the first step. Realizing that this is something that you do. First step, awareness. Okay, so well done. Pats on the back. You're doing great. Okay, so this is what people pleasing can look like. So this is the behaviors that can show up when you're a people pleaser. So Patricia says, I'm happy to work on people pleasing, not quite ready for confrontation. Oh, there are easy ways to slide into it. So this is what I love about the type of coaching that I do is it's not massive, radical, like white knuckle change. It's like change 1% by 1% by 1% every single day, like looking for opportunities to zig when you would have otherwise zagged to get you to closer to who you are. That's what my coaching is all about. It's the 1% changes and that daily integration. That is the most important thing. Like my clients will jump onto a call and I will say to them, okay, what are your wins for the week? And they'll say, oh, it's nothing big, but I went to a dinner that I would have normally tried to get out of and I had a really good time. And it's like, that is not a small win. That is a huge win. When you push yourself past fear, that's massive. So that's what it's all about. It's the 1% by 1% by 1%. And when you've done it 100 times, that's 100%. So it's great, right? There's no such thing as a small win. They're all big. Okay, gone on a tangent. Bring myself back. Okay, what people pleasing looks like. It looks like doing what everyone expects you to do always. Taking on extra work and overcommitting yourself. Oh, yeah. Can you give us a hand? Actually, I really can't, but okay. Never saying no. It can look like being always upbeat and happy even when you're not feeling it because you don't want anyone to be brought down because of you. So you always got to fake it. Listening to everyone's problems and doing your best to solve them and never sharing your own problems because you don't want to be a burden. Yeah, absolutely. I've never had that issue. I tell everyone everything. Always trying to make other people happy, always needing people around you to be happy. Not saying anything that may hurt or upset people. Avoiding confrontation, as we've said before. Not wanting to disappoint or let anyone down. This has been a massive one for me, not disappointing anybody. And who's a rescuer? Yep. Oh, rescuing people. I have got so much to say about rescuing people. Oh, but that is what people pleasing can look like. So if you look at this list and you go, oh, I don't think I do any of that. If it looks like any of these things, yep, You've been stuck in people pleasing. Okay, awesome. So what people pleasers tell themselves, so when they do these behaviors, the safety and certainty that they're trying to grab onto are these things. So people pleasers will tell themselves, no one's going to be mad at me because I don't make anyone mad. I don't make anyone angry. So who can be mad at me, right? Little old me. People should love, approve, and appreciate me because I do so much for them. When we try and make ourselves indispensable, people got to like me because I do everything for them. How can they not, right? There's certainty that people are going to like you. No one will leave me because I look after them so well and they need me. Oh, yeah. Who's being triggered now thinking about their kids and stuff? Like, so, yeah. Walking on eggshells around people to keep them happy. Deb, 100,000,000%. Yes. That was my childhood. That was my childhood. Yep, absolutely. No one will hurt or abandon me because I'm too nice. The price of nice is huge, right? Everyone should be nice to me because I never cause conflict or confrontation. So these are the things that a people pleaser will tell themselves to have the certainty that we're liked and we're loved and we belong, because we love certainty. And we feel like if we're not liked and loved and belong, we won't be able to handle it, which is rubbish. But this is what we tell ourselves when we're in people pleasing mode. Has anyone else got any things that they tell themselves, like Deb shared in there? Like what else might people tell themselves? Has anyone else got any little sentences that they've told themselves when they're deep in people pleasing? Or do people get shocked when people get mad at you because it's like, but I'm so nice, I do so much for you, and you're like, oh, how could that be? Right? So many things we tell ourselves. So now we're getting into the juicy part. Why do we people please? Yep, you've had the shock part, Xenia. Yeah, it's like, what? How? What? I'm the queen of non-confrontation. How could you possibly get upset with me, right? Absolutely. So why do we people please? Has anyone got any ideas around why we people please? Or why do you think you do it? Makes life easier, feel wanted. These are great answers. Absolutely, Deb. Want to be loved? Absolutely. Love it. Think you're helping? Yeah, Nikki, absolutely. To avoid rejection and abandonment? Jody, gold star. Don't want to upset anyone. These are fantastic answers. I'm loving this interaction. Yes to all of the above. That is exactly why we do all the things. But the real deep down crux of why we do it is we have been conditioned to be people pleasers in our childhood. Good girl. We were rewarded for not kicking up a fuss, for not causing any confrontation, for making everybody happy. Good girl. Those two words, validation. I'm loved, I'm belong, I'm acceptable. So we have been conditioned to be people pleasing from a very, very young age. Oh, that's what you say to your kids. Oh, look, Deb, once you know better, you do better. And I actually have done, I actually need to churn this course out again. I have actually done a parenting program incorporating human design and kids and how to do it. But it's not terrible, obviously, to say good girl, but it is more impactful and will put your children more in a growth mindset if you congratulate them and praise, what's the word, like their creativity. So instead of saying, what a pretty picture, look at how well you drew in the line. Say, wow, I really love the creativity that you put into this picture. So if you can praise their character as opposed to the good job that they've done, that will help get them into more of a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed trying to please you mindset. So just a little aside there might help others in the room as well. But yeah, what about the when they behave or don't behave? That's a whole other masterclass, Deb. That is a whole other rabbit hole. So yeah, we will definitely, if we get time in the Q&A, we'll have a chat. Oh no, don't apologize. It's all good. Because yeah, like what do you do? Because you still need to keep semblance of control over your children, don't you? So yeah, it's a very, very, very tricky balance. And like, I'm not perfect. Let me tell you, I'm not perfect. Yeah, so conditioning, we have been conditioned to be people pleasers from a very young age. It's all part of the tribal cycle. So we adapted ourselves to wear masks and put on roles to make ourselves more acceptable to our parents and our caregivers in an effort to belong and to be loved, because our survival depended on it, because we're children. We couldn't go out and get ourselves a job and earn ourselves money. So like, of course we needed to depend on our loved ones and our parents and our attachment figures to survive. So we needed to keep them happy. So this is why we go into people pleasing from a very young age. And the thing is as we get older, we don't get taught any different. It's worked for us, so we just keep on repeating the pattern over and over again. But as adults, we don't realize that we'll be okay if we don't do that. We just keep on repeating the pattern until Kerry Thorne does a masterclass on people pleasing and you go, oh, didn't know I could get out of that. So yeah, that's why we do it. We do it for survival in our childhood. Number 2 reason why we do it is because of fear. So we have 4 major fears, and any behavior that can be considered self-sabotaging, that holds us back, any limiting beliefs that we have around our capabilities and our worthiness of having what it is that we want, comes down to the fear of not being lovable, not being enough, not belonging, and being judged. Every little fear that we have, we're actually born with 2 fears. Like instinctively, as we come out as babies, 2 fears are the only fears that we have instinctually within us, and that is fear of loud noises and fear of falling. Every other fear that we have has been learned. So just let that blow your mind for a moment. And yeah, so every fear that we have can be chunked up to those 4 fears. And if we're not loved, if we don't belong, if we don't feel like we're enough, and if we're judged, we feel like we won't be able to handle it. So that is why we go into people pleasing, because we want to be loved. We don't want to be judged. We want to be enough and we want to belong. You still feel falling and you do it often, Lisa. Absolutely. Yeah. At least we can kind of pick ourselves up a bit now. As little babies, if we were dropped, yeah, that was a bit more of a bigger deal. A bit more of a bigger deal. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, is there any wonder we have fear of heights? Because if we've all been born with this fear of falling. So yeah. But as my dad would say, it's not the fear, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end. That'll do it. Oh dear. So yeah, so does that resonate with everybody so far? Like why it is that we go into people pleasing and like the real core issue as to why we do it? Excellent. Any questions or shares around that so far? No, we're all good. All with me? I love it. You guys are like awesome. You guys are really like, I can see you're into it, which is amazing. So human design can play a role in people pleasing. There are some people pleasing themes within human design. Now, what I really want you to know about human design is that it is never, ever meant to be seen as a limitation. So I have heard some people say like, oh, I'm a projector, so I've got no energy. It's like, oh, no. What it means is that, yes, you're a projector, you're not an energy type, but you need to know how to use your energy effectively. It doesn't mean to say you've got no energy at all. So never look at human design as a limitation. But within human design, there are some aspects of it that in the lower expression can lean you towards people pleasing. Okay, so there is quite a few here that I've got covered. So starting off with tribal circuitry. So when you do a human design reading with me, I look at your circuitry, and there are 3 different types of circuitry within human design. And one of them is tribal. Tribal circuitry is very life and death feeling energy. It's very much the energy of it's a beautiful energy in the fact that it's very nurturing, and it's very based in tradition, and it's very loving, and it's looking after the old and the young. But there's also this deep seated, it's life and death. I will go to war for my tribe. Like, it's very personal feeling energy. And within the tribal energy, there's this innate need to belong and not stand out and not go against the grain. Because if I stand out and go against the grain, the tribe will kick me out and I won't survive. And it's very serious, heavy feeling energy within you. So when you look at your human design and you have a lot of tribal circuitry, you probably won't see it on the chart that you would have pulled up with the Human Design America. But if you dive a bit deeper, if you decide that you want to do a human design reading with me, we look into all of that. Okay. So the gate 37 is also a bit of a people-pleasing theme around it, which is in the emotional solar plexus, because it's called the gate of harmony. We don't like conflict when we have definition in the gate of harmony. Harmony is all about peace, love, dolphins, like all the things we don't want. We don't want conflict when you've got the gate of harmony. So that can move you against people pleasing as well. An open emotional solar plexus. So the solar plexus is this center right here. So it's on the right-hand side of your chart, and it's that sort of triangle that's on the side. If that is not colored in, that means that you have got an undefined or open emotional solar plexus. What that means is that you take on the emotions of the people around you and you amplify it. So that means that you will actually feel people's emotions more than what the person who's feeling them will feel them. So you can kind of sense when an emotional tsunami is heading towards you, because you're going to feel it in your open emotional solar plexus. You're going to see the wave coming and you're going to go, ooh, I see the wave coming. So you will do whatever you can to calm that wave down so you don't feel it bigger than what the person who's experiencing it does. So that can lead you towards people pleasing, trying to manage other people's emotions so you don't feel it as well. So that can lead you into people pleasing. That happened yesterday, Pam. Yeah. We often in this household, because my son, for those of you who don't know, my son has got autism and intellectual disability, and he is an emotional manifester. And we often get emotional tsunamis, and all we can really do is hang on to a coconut tree and let it go because there is nothing we can do to stop it. But yeah, I feel it deeply because my emotional solar plexus is completely open. I've got no definition in it at all. And you reckon that yours is open, Xenia, your emotional solar plexus? Yeah. Then we've got the gate 27. That is down here in the sacral. So that's this one here. And that is called the gate of nurturing. So it's very much, you love looking after the elderly and the children, but again, it's that tribal energy. So it's that kind of energy of wanting to set yourself on fire to keep others in your tribe warm. Like, you will self-sacrifice to nurture and look after the tribe. So there's that as well. That whole channel, I like to call the Mother Teresa channel, because it's very much about nurturing and looking after the tribe. So that can lean you towards it. Not sure how to read the numbers and colors. That's all right, Deb. When you when you come away from this masterclass, have a closer look at your chart and you'll be able to see where all of the numbers are. So yeah. If you want, actually, Deb, after this masterclass, send me a screenshot, just PM it to me, and I'll do a little run through of if you've got any of that energy, okay, if that helps you. Okay, cool. Line 5s. Oh, who's the line 5s in the house? Yep, me, Nikki, yep, Trisha. So yeah, any line 5s, if you have got a line 5 in your profile, or if you have a lot of line 5 energy, line 5 is what's called a highly projected line. So it means that other people will project their stuff onto you. And there is a lot of expectation that comes with a line 5. So line 5's trying to manage and not let anybody down because of that energy. That's huge. That's big. Okay. So Xenia, I reckon that you're a line 5 as well, just off the top of my head. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So Patricia, yep, you've got a fair bit there. So undefined heart, 5, 9, yep. Gate of sensitivity, yep, absolutely, Patricia. It's all there, sister. It's all there. An undefined heart and G center. So G center, you take on the qualities of everyone around you and amplify it. And you will feel like, if it's undefined, you'll feel like you're never enough for people. And if you've got an undefined ego, which is this one here, you will always be trying to prove your worthiness. So those can lead you towards people pleasing as well. The gate 29, which is here, you want to say yes to everything. You overcommit yourself a lot. So that's the gate 29. The gate 19, which is down here in the root, the gate of sensitivity, you are sensitive to everything and everybody. So you are sensitive to people's moods, emotions, all of it. So you will try and smooth things over because you're very, very sensitive to it. And an undefined sacral. You will feel like you do not have the energy to keep pushing and pushing, and you will push yourself to try and keep up with us generators. And you can't, because you're not a generator. And that's okay. You're not meant to be. Tea never apologized for not being coffee. So don't worry about not having a defined sacral, okay? You can't keep up with a generator. Don't try. You're not meant to. If we needed more generators, you'd be a generator, okay? So yeah, this is huge, all this stuff. So once you know all of this, and I'm just going to plug my my afternoon shift program. So what I do is I will bring you back to your human design, which will bring you back to the truth of who you are. You will know all of your gates, channels, themes, strengths, challenges within your human design. Then in the afternoon shift, we talk about moving through all of the limiting self-beliefs and behaviors and patterns that keep you stuck and away from who it is that you're here to be, to get you to the truth of your human design and the high expression of your human design. So your human design is your purpose. It's what it is you're here to do. And when you join us in the afternoon shift, which we have 1, 2, 3 ladies who are in the afternoon shift, once you move through all of the stuff that holds you back, you can get to the higher purpose of what it is you are here to be and do. It's an amazing, amazing program, and it is just getting better all the time. I never stop educating myself. I have always got earbuds in, listening to things, doing things, and everything that I learn and I take on and I embody goes into my afternoon shifters. Everything I do is for them as well. So if you want a big old slice of curry pie, jump onto the afternoon shift. So Pam has, Patricia has said, afternoon shift is amazing. Absolutely. Patricia has been my client from day one, like 2.5 years, I reckon we've been working together, Patricia. And she's not sick of me yet because she's still here. Look at that. Nikki and I have been working together for like 18 months as well. Pam started in January. So like it's an amazing program. Like it blows me away. Excellent, Xenia, no worries at all. So yeah, so if you want to book into a clarity call, if you want to find out more about it, I'll just pop the link back in the chat again and just copy and paste it into your notes or whatever it is that you would like to do with it. But yeah, completely obligation free. I am not a hard salesperson at all. When you're aligned, jump on board. Like I think Pam and Nikki, like Nikki took a while to come around, but Pam basically said, shut up and take my money. And that's the way that I want my clients to be. So I don't push anyone to do anything. So yeah, jump onto those if you would like to. And the workbook link is there as well. Okay, so why is people pleasing a problem, right? Why can't we just let people walk all over us for the rest of our days, forever and ever, amen? And like, why bother fighting it? Why bother? Why put yourself in fear? Why make yourself uncomfortable, right? Why? Great question. Because look at what people pleasing is costing you. What is it costing you? So short term, it can literally cost you money. So it doesn't need to cost you like $30,000 like it did me with my misaligned coaching program. But think of the things of like when your kids ask you for money and you don't want to, like they're saying it's for a computer game or something. You're like, what? Like, oh, but I want to keep them happy. So, okay. Like, so $20. Can we have Macca's? Can't really afford it, but okay. So think of all the times where you spent money to keep other people happy. It's costing you your inner peace. Every time you sell yourself short, you give away your values, your standards, your inner peace suffers for it. It costs you your time because people ask you to do things that you don't have time to do. So it costs you your time and it costs you your energy. Just excuse me for one moment. The dog needs to go out, and of course, no one else can do it. Hang on. I'm people pleasing the dog. Go on. Okay, I'm back. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dogs can help out. Okay. Oh, thanks, Pam. Never look back. It's amazing. I love seeing you every week, Pam. I love seeing all my girls. All my girls. Okay, so long term, what it can cost you, your physical and mental health. As soon as mentally things start winding down, watch how your body reacts. You start getting injured, you start getting sick, you start burning out, all of the things. So long term, it's going to wear you down. It's going to burn you out, okay? Your goals and aspirations, when you're so busy running around helping everybody else and making sure that all of their dreams and aspirations and they're happy, it comes at the cost of yourself and what it is that you want to do. That energy could be poured into your dreams, your aspirations, your purpose, what it is you're here to do, okay? So that's a long-term cost. You become an easy target. Who's heard the saying, ask a busy person to do something? Yeah, there's a reason, because they know you're a pushover. They know you'll get it done. So you become an easy target. The more people expect of you, the more they will expect stuff of you, okay? And obviously high stress and burnout. When you are carrying the log for everybody, when you're carrying everyone's log, you're going to get burnt out. It's going to be stressful, okay? So it is costing you. Can everyone resonate with that? Is there anything else that you feel like your people pleasing is costing you? Is there anything else that you feel like you're sacrificing because of you bending over backwards to keep other people happy and avoiding, patience? Absolutely, Deb. For sure. Excellent. Yep, values, 100%, Zenya. Oh my God, that gut-wrenching feeling of when you sell your values short. Oh God, that feels like ick, doesn't it? That feels like ick. Oh. So yeah, your values. Yep, Nikki said values as well, 100%. Not enjoying a holiday because you go where they want. Yes, Patricia, 100%. 100%. The amount of times I've compromised on holiday spots, for sure. With all the holidays I take. But yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yes. I'm glad that this is resonating and hitting home with people. Okay. So as I said at the start of the masterclass, if this has been you, do not beat yourself up. Do not kick your own butt about this. It is not your fault because you needed people pleasing as a protection mechanism as you were growing up. It is something that you learned and it can be unlearned. But remember, it took a lot of time for you to learn it and you've been doing it a long time. So don't expect you're just going to click your fingers and it's all going to come undone, okay? For one thing, your nervous system would not handle it. Your nervous system would completely freak out and completely go into overdrive, and it will make you never want to not people please again. So this is why the small, consistent steps are so necessary to keep your nervous system down so you can integrate it into your system each time. It's not about big, earth-shattering, orgasmic, massive change. It's about the small, consistent steps to get you closer to who it is you're here to be, okay? Once you know better, you do better. Once you are aware of the patterns and the feeling that you get in your body every time you people please, once you start recognizing it, you'll go, oh, I feel I'm going to go into people pleasing here. Awareness is the number one key. Awareness and integration. So Deb says, I need to start asking myself, am I doing this for me or someone else? Massively huge question, Deb. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's hard. It's hard. Simple but not easy. Oh, what happened here? What did I do? I've just done something to my slides. Oh, how do I get rid of that? Oh, I've got my brand template up. Okay, good. Okay. So what do we do about it? Oops. Yeah, no. All right. So what do we do about it? There is always choice. The thing about negative and fear-based beliefs is that it will have you thinking that you have no choice. There's always choice. You may not like your choices, as Tyrion Lannister says, but there is always a choice between slavery and death. There's a choice. You may not like them, but there's always choice, okay? So you can choose to stay in people-pleasing and keep everyone around you happy, but you will lose a part of your heart and a part of your soul, and I'm not overstating it, every time you sell yourself and your values and your standards short. I always think of that Janis Joplin song, take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Like every time you give yourself away, yeah, take another bit of my heart, take another bit of my heart. What's left? What's left? Okay. So have no one know who it is that you really are. When you are bending and contorting and doing all these things for other people and agreeing with everybody and not ever confronting or kicking up a fuss, no one knows who you are or what you stand for. And eventually you forget who the fuck you are and what you stand for, right? So when you give yourself away enough, you forget who you are. When there's only a little wisp of yourself left, what's there to remember, right? So you can do that. Your choice. Knock yourself out. But you could decide, because it's a choice, you could also decide to be strong and decide, you know what? I'm going to make a change. No more. No more of this. I'm done. I'm done. And it's important because you need to know that your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings, your talents, your voice matters. It matters. You are here on purpose. Creation makes no friggin' mistakes. If you were not here, all that is could not be all that it is without you. You are here for a very specific reason, to do very specific things. So do not deprive the world of your gifts. I said don't beat yourself up or kick your own butt, but if you deprive the world of your gifts and what it is that you're here to do, I'll come and kick your butt, okay? So no more. Notice that when you are more of yourself, okay, good, Patricia, good. Patricia took that in. Okay, I don't want Kerry coming over kicking my butt. Notice that when you do start saying what it is that you want, doing what it is that you want to do, following the things that you want to say yes to and saying no to the things that you want to say no to, start watching everything around you change. Notice what changes, okay? So you will start to believe in yourself and your ability to be able to say no. Synchronicities will start lining up. Things will start falling into place for you. The right people, the right opportunities, the right situations will cross your path to help you to be more of yourself and follow your passion and your joy more. You will find yourself with more opportunities to explore themes within yourself, and you will start attracting the right people. Does this fall in line with the law of attraction? 100%, Deb. Absolutely. Universal laws. Like attracts like. What you put out, you will get back. When you start believing in yourself, when you start acting on the things that light you up and your passion and your excitement, the universe speaks to you through energy. And you responding to that energy is you saying, yep, I see you, I hear you, I trust you, I'm doing the thing. And then the universe is going to give you more things to be passionate about. And the passion and the excitement is the path. So people wonder, what am I here for? That. Follow your excitement, follow your passion. That's what it's all about. So what it also does as well, when you don't go into people pleasing, when you decide to be more of yourself, when you start to stand up for yourself and speak your truth and what it is that you're here to do, it actually gives other people the opportunity to be resourceful and resilient people. If you're rescuing people, they don't have the chance to prove to themselves that they can do anything because you're jumping in and doing it every 5 minutes. How can they prove it to themselves that they can do stuff? So when you decide that you're not going to keep everyone around you happy anymore, it gives them the chance to step up for themselves. So if you didn't catch my socials on the weekend, I was asked to come into work on Saturday, but I'd promised my son that I was going to take him to the Garfield movie at like 11:45 on Sunday morning. And I do night duty, so I work from 9:30 till 7:30 in the morning. So there was no way if I worked, I wouldn't be able to take him to the movie. And this is usually definitely a mum job. Dad never usually steps up and does things like this because my son very prone to having meltdowns when he's exposed to big extremes of emotion, which is what happens in movies, right? Why watch a movie if it's not exciting and doesn't have big emotions? So anyway, I was asked to come in. So I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to ask my husband to take him to the movies and he's not going to want to do it. And there's going to be like drama. And I thought, okay, well, I can either say no to the shift, miss out on like $600 and take Ashton to the movies, or I could choose discomfort over resentment because I would have been resenting him afterwards for me missing out on it and never stepping up, and just ask him. And so I did. I asked him. I felt it in my body though, like bet your bile duct, I felt uncomfortable doing it. I felt the fear in my body. But I was like, no, got to do it. So I went down and I said, love, can you take Ashton to the movies? Oh, I don't want to. Oh, it's a waste of time. Oh, he's going to do this. He's going to do that. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, do you think that I want to go to the movies and see Garfield? No, but I was going to do it anyway. I said, maybe, we all need to get out of our comfort zones a little bit. And so he did. The next morning, they all come back, like in the afternoon after the movie, they all come back. Everybody's happy, no meltdown. Ashton proved to himself that he could sit through a movie. My husband stepped up to the plate and he saw that Ashton was able to get through a movie without crying. And it actually gave them a really nice experience together, which they wouldn't have normally had because I'm always the one that jumps in and does it. So see how it all works out when you don't feel like you need to rescue everyone from themselves. It can actually work out better for them. So we all get over our discomfort. So Xenia says, I'm learning to find a happy medium between supporting my eldest and keeping my own boundaries. It's challenging, figure it out. Absolutely. When it's your kids and it's your heart and your soul, it's really hard. It's really hard to maintain those boundaries because you want them to be happy. And there's so much expectation and conditioning around being a good parent and all of the things as well. So yeah, you need to really find that truth within yourself and set the boundaries and have boundaries that are not rigid, are a little bit flexible, but yeah, being true to yourself as well. So that's really hard. Yeah, especially now you're a grandma. No, you're not, Xenia. You're only 25. Get out of here. Deb says, I think that's what stops me most of the time is that scared feeling. Absolutely. So Deb, I'm really glad that you brought that up. So recognize when you are in fear. So I said the reason why we go into people pleasing is because we go into fear. So what is it that happens when we're in fear? We go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And that fear comes up as a feeling in our body. And it feels really, really big and scary because it's telling our bodies that our survival is at risk. So that fear is designed to stop us. It's designed to keep us small. But once we recognize that fear as just as it is, fear of not being enough, not belonging, not being enough, not belonging, loved, or judged. Once we recognize the fear is it's only that, And we can handle that. And you push through that. On the other side of that feeling, that fear feeling, is your freedom. But it's a hurdle that you need to push through for sure. And the more you do it, the more you prove to yourself that you're okay and so are they. When you get past that fear, the more evidence you're going to accumulate for yourself that, yep, I'm okay. I did it and I'm okay. And that fear response will go down. It'll get louder before it gets quieter, but it does get better. It does get easier. Okay. Hope that served. But yeah, I'm really glad that you brought up the feeling that comes with fear, because that's what we have to get past for sure. Okay. But yeah, again, down here, know that you'll be okay and so will they. But it's getting past that big, big feeling. And that's a lot of what I do in my coaching, is that somatic calming of the nervous system when you're integrating this stuff. Okay. So, how to stop people pleasing. And this is exactly what you've just said here, Deb. How to stop. Recognize when you're doing it. Your body will tell you by all of the things that I just said. So, what does a fear response feel like? It feels like heart pounding. It feels like, oh, I'm sweaty all of a sudden. Oh my God. Yeah, it feels sick to your stomach. And these are all physiological responses. You feel sick because you're not digesting anything, because why digest anything if you're going to die, is basically what your body's telling you. That's the fear response. Your mouth goes dry because you don't need digestion, because you're going to die probably. Like, it's that whole flight, fight, flight, fear response. It's huge, right? So you get the heart pumping, get sweaty, dry mouth, all of the things. It feels like life and death, and that's why it stops us. Okay, so recognize when you're going to people pleasing. So Patricia said sending an email when angry is probably not the best idea. No, but yeah, you got to write out that emotional wave, Patricia. Don't speak from the peak. But actually brought to the forefront the problem at work and issue resolved. Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, standing up for yourself but angry. Yeah. And like, the beautiful thing is, Patricia, in the next 4 weeks, in the this is in the afternoon shift, I'm going to be doing a 4-week program on better relationships, and it's going to be really talking about the behavior that we express when we're angry, but what the actual need is. So it's going to really serve you the next 4 weeks in the afternoon shift. Yep, words don't come out properly, Deb. Absolutely. And that could be something to do with your human design as well. I know you're a manager and you've got a defined throat. Nikki, I've started saying no, which is huge. Even did it tonight. Yes. I said no to child so I could spend time with you. Oh, it's Nikki. Yay. But yeah, need to set the boundaries. What's important, right? So recognize when you're doing, your body will tell you, because you're going to start to feel that fear response kicking in. Process that fear. Just know that it's only fear, and it's only the fear of not being enough, not belonging, not being loved, and being judged. You can handle that. So it's just the fear trying to be really loud to stop you from and keep you safe and small, because your brain loves predictability. And if you stay safe and small and not speak up like you have done 100 times before, the outcome is certain. And our brain loves certainty, because when it can predict the outcome, it knows that it's keeping you alive. So there's a whole lot that we talk about in fear when we're in fear. Okay. So keep your nervous system calm, keep your breath steady, and keep that physiological response calm. Tell your body everything's okay. Don't speak from the peak of your emotions. Take the breath, give yourself space, and speak from the place of your truth. So don't speak from, oh my God, no, I can't do that. You're trying to control me. No, I don't want to do it. Like, don't speak from that. That's going to cause another reaction, and that's going to shut down your nervous system. So take the breath and then say these next lines that I'm going to give you. What do you suggest to calm your nervous system when you get into that fear state and you need to calm down? We definitely do this in the afternoon shift program, but the number one quick tip that I will give you is breathing. 3 breaths in through the 3-second breath in through the nose, 3-second breath out through the nose. You can't control how your body's reacting, but you can always control your breath. And when you calm and slow your breathing down, what it's telling your body is there's nothing to panic about. Everything's cool. We don't need to run. We don't need to fight. We're calm. So the 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, in and out through the nose is the first thing to do to keep your nervous system calm, because it's telling the body everything's okay and you can control your breath. Okay, so that's the number one tip that I'll give you. But we do go into lots of somatic and visualization practices within the afternoon shift to help keep your fear calm. Okay, so yeah, keep that nervous system calm. Okay, and here's the kicker. People think we need to be good at this straight away. No, we are allowed to suck at this completely. And most of us do, and that's okay. I don't care how you stop people pleasing. Just keep the damn promise that you made to yourself to not people please. You're allowed to be ugly, messy, stutter, like trip over your own tongue, do what you have to do, but keep that promise that you made to yourself that, oh, no, I'm not going to say yes to this because I really don't want to. This is not of me. I don't have the energy for this. It's a no. Okay. So things that you can say to help you get out of people pleasing. If there are invitations coming and you don't want to go, just say, I'm not going to be able to make it. Now, if you can't tell the person in the moment that you don't want to go or you're not going to be able to make it, just say, let me check my calendar. I think I've got something on. I'll text you later. Then text them later and say, no, I'm busy. Sorry. Like, I don't care how you got to do it. Just do it. Okay. And someone at work is asking you to do something more. I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, I'm at capacity at the moment. I won't be able to give it the time it deserves. Beautiful, right? I'll have to pass on that project. Easy peasy, right? If someone's asking you to do more things, I'm honored, but someone else can dedicate the time that deserves. Easy. You've let them down lightly, right? You've really fluffed it out and made it really puffy and easy to digest. The no, right? Because at the end of the day, all of these, it's a no, right? But it's a nice, fluffy, sweet tasting no. Yeah, I have plans that day, but thank you for thinking of me. Like, there are nice ways to say no. It doesn't have to be a hard and fast guillotine. No, you can fluff it out. You can make it as nice as you want. You can suck at it as much as you need to, but just make sure it's a no if it's a no and a yes if it's a yes. Okay. Can we all promise that? Can we all say to ourselves, I'm allowed to suck at this? Yes, good. Thank you. Yes, you are allowed to suck at this. Okay. Now, please don't understand me. It is nice to do nice things for people. Okay. If you want to do things for people and it comes from a place of overflow and having your own needs met, do it. Absolutely. 100%. We get the most joy from giving service to other people. But if it's coming from a place where it's going to cost you more time, money, or energy than what you can afford, then it's not worth it. Fill your own cup first, then give from overflow. Don't be digging out the dregs from an empty barrel. Okay, that's the most important thing. You do not need to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Make sure you're not doing that. Okay, so Patricia has told my sister I'd go out Sunday night for dinner with parentals, but need to leave by 10 to 6. I'll get it right. As have meditation. Excellent. Good. Yep. Do it on your terms. 100%, Barb. 100%. So all of this stuff that we've talked about tonight, because we are at the end now and I'm only 8 minutes over. Go me. So this is literally the tip of the iceberg. This is one of 10 different behaviors that we do to protect ourselves, that self-sabotage and keep us away from who it is that we truly are. So getting out of people pleasing, which is the tip of the iceberg, is much easier when you know who you are and when you decide to be it. So that's when you learn about your human design. It's a really good place to start and decide that you're going to become that, or the best version of yourself. When you know what your values and your standards are, which can be tricky in itself. Who has a conversation about values and standards with their friends? Who has coffee and says, so, Pam, what are your values and standards? Like, we just don't talk about this stuff, but it's our inner compass. It guides our every behavior. So it's important to know what it is. When we recognize and acknowledge and protect our boundaries, we weren't given boundaries as kids. Absolutely not. But when we know what they are, we can recognize them, we can protect them, we get closer to who we are. Know and understand how fear works and fear-based behaviors. I would say a good 50% of my coaching is around fear, how it works, how it shows up, what it looks like, and how to move through it, somatically and logically. A good half of what I do, easy, is on fear. So important to know. Understand and know that you are worthy. You were born worthy and nothing has changed. But we forget that. Know how to work with uncertainty. Know that there is no such thing as failure. Know that there is nothing that is certain, and walking with that, understanding that and walking with that. Really important. And emotional intelligence, regulation, and intuition, how to use your intuition as your inner compass. You will shift into who it is that you are here to be. And that's what we do in the afternoon shift. So if you want to know more about it, please hit me up on that clarity call, which I will pop in the chat once again. If you want to jump on, obligation free, free of charge, just have a chat. That's all it is. Even if we have a talk and you decide 2 years later you want to do it, all good. And the workbook's there as well. Okay. So if you are ready to shift your energy and your focus, you can private message me for the clarity call. I do human design readings, 3 levels, which will really give you a big, deep insight on who it is that you're here to be, life purpose, how your energy works, how to move through life with the most flow and the least resistance, because don't we all want that? I do divine design readings, a really good way to start working with me, $155 for an hour. I do tarot, human design, and good solid coaching and mentoring in that session, and the expansion project, always free. I'm in there every day. If you're not in there, get in there, come say hi, which I think most of you are in there now anyway. Otherwise, how'd you find me? And that is all. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate what a fantastic crowd that you have been. Your interaction, your comments, your enthusiasm has actually made this an awesome, awesome class. So thank you guys so much for being here and participating. And I will hang around for a little bit if anyone wants to stay back, if you've got any questions or anything that you want to know, happy to stick around. But if you need to go, please do. Don't stick around for people pleasing me, right? Yeah, don't need to. So yeah, no, that's my absolute pleasure. Thank you, Deb. Glad that served. No worries, Patricia. Thanks, Barb. No worries, Zenya. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure, Pam. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for coming. Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, fabulous. Booking the call now. Go, Lisa. Way to take action, sister. Love it. Love it. Brilliant. Yeah, Deb, you got a question? Go for it. Take yourself off mute.
Just with this human design chart, I'm so confused looking at all those numbers and the colors and the black and white and red, and I don't even know where to start. I know you said to send you the picture.
Yeah.
But what are these numbers supposed to mean? Like, where am I supposed to reference them to try and find them, what they mean?
Ah, yeah, that's when you really need a reading for sure. Yeah. So all of the different, so what the numbers are the different gates of human design. So, and the different gates represent different things. So the numbers along the side will correlate with the numbers inside the body graph. And the numbers have a fixed position and they don't change. Like from chart to chart, that's the position that they're in. So when you put in your birth details into the software, you need to know what your date of birth is, the place of birth, and the time of birth. And that tells us the position of the planets and what gates they're in at the moment you were born. And so that gives you definition in that gate, and that represents a particular part on the body graph. And that will give it definition, and that will show you what the stronger energies are within your human design chart. So to look at it the way that it looks really, really complicated. But the way that I explain it is it's very layered. So what we start with is we talk about what your energy type is, and how to use it, what your strategy is, so how to use your energy to move through life with the most flow and the least resistance. So did you say you're a manifesting generator?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you're same as me. So what a manifesting generator is like is you are multi-passionate. Lots of things light you up. We are here to start lots of things, but we don't necessarily finish everything we start. No worries, Barb. I'll see you Friday. I'm doing Barb's level 3 reading on Friday, which is super, super exciting. So yeah, we don't finish everything we start, and that's okay. We need to give ourselves permission to not finish everything we start. And we are here to respond to things. So what that means is that our aura is one that brings things to us for us to respond yes or no to. So responding is a feeling that we get in our bodies. So responding it feels like yes, it feels like and you'll see yourself leaning in when you're responding yes to something. It feels like excitement and passion and yes. So do you resonate with that feeling in your body? Yep.
Mm.
So understanding that you're a manifesting generator, you don't need to finish everything you start. You're going to want to start lots and lots of things though, because lots of things excite us, which is awesome. But tuning into that body, yes or no, is like your inner compass. That's the path. So that's where we start. Then we talk about authority, how you make your most aligned decisions. So is your authority sacral or emotional?
Emotional.
Emotional, right. So that means that your emotional solar plexus, you've got consistent access to that energy. So what that means is your decision-making process is kind of like bye, Lisa, is like a 2-step authentication system. Oh, I'm still recording. Hang on, let me stop the recording.